Sometimes in life, our greatest teachers are the children we send to schools to learn.
And have they ever got a life lesson to teach us tonight about inclusion and sportsmanship?
It's all part of the lesson plan, and Jack Doles joins us now with the fascinating syllabus.
Yeah, it's a good syllabus, one we should all read and study. One of the stories making national headlines this week is a Texas parent filing bullying charges against the coach of a high school football team that beat their child's team 91-0. This is the furthest thing from that story. This is about kids on opposite teams doing the right thing. It was another middle school soccer game. No headlines, no highlights.
All right, way to go, guys.
Just kids from two local schools competing in their final game of the season. And who won and who lost has never mattered less. Charlie DeVries is a fifth grader at Grand Rapids Christian Middle School. He's also a member of the soccer team.
We had some leaders on the team who, from the very first practice, made sure Charlie was a part of everything.
Why do you guys want him to be part of your team?
Because he's our friend and we like him. He's a normal person. He's just like us.
Go, Charlie, go, Charlie, go!
Not exactly like his teammates. Charlie was born with Down syndrome. Some might label him special needs, which, if you think about it, makes him just like everybody else.
I have needs, you have needs, we all have needs. Most of us don't see each other's needs.
What you see in Charlie is an ever-present smile, put there by classmates and teammates who felt the need to include him in their daily lives. Will Heemstra and Sam Genzink are two of his best friends. Each has a secret handshake with Charlie.
Show me better. Okay. Come on, faster, 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 faster.
What you'll also see is that nothing gets this team more excited than seeing Charlie do this. On October 9, with his mother Karen rolling on her cell phone, Charlie scored a goal against the other Grand Rapids Christian Middle School team. It was his second of the game. How many goals have you scored, do you know?
Goal.
A couple?
Okay.
5 goals?
Yeah.
Whoa! That's a lot of goals. That particular goal was against classmates who knew Charlie. The goal he would score in the next game was the one people will be talking about for years. The kids at St. John Vianney didn't know Charlie, but they saw what his teammates were trying to do.
Control the ball first.
And they heard their coach, Chris Hogdale, yelling from the sideline.
Go get it, Charlie. Come on, man.
And my team's kind of looking around a little bit. And they're not really sure why. They're like, what do we do, coach?
Take a shot right now.
And I said, turn around and watch. And Charlie had the ball, and he slowly took it down the field. And he stopped right before the goal. And he shot the ball, and Michael let it go through. And he just kind of turned around. He threw his hands up in the air, and he jumped up and down, and he was very excited.
He was happy. He was jumping up and down. And when he got on the sideline, his teammates was picking him up and carrying him. And it just brought happy and joy to him and probably to me.
When Charlie scored, the crowd on both sides went nuts. After the game, Charlie's mother was so appreciative of St. John Vianney's good sportsmanship, she wrote an email to school principal Greg Bruno.
I folded down my laptop and I immediately said, I've got to go thank them.
He pulled each kid out of class and thanked them personally. For an educator, this is a treasured life lesson taught by the kids themselves.
The way you treat others and the way you make others feel, and embracing that great commandment of love one another as I have loved you.
I hope they look back at this and learn this lesson, that they were servant leaders out on that field. And they're a servant leader when they help him tie his shoes. And, you know, leaders, most adults think leaders are people with a title. And the truth of the matter is, leaders are people who have people mimicking what they're doing. Yeah,
He's number 1. He's number 2.
Karen also pointed out they understand Charlie will never enjoy total independence. The goal of sending him to a regular school is to learn to engage with other students, and that in turn those students can learn and grow from him. Clearly that has happened, and now we're all in on that lesson. And I do have to point out, nobody shot home video that night. It was getting dark, so we don't have video of that goal, but we did our best to capture it. But just a great lesson for everybody that was involved.
The kids took their own initiative on that, too.
Yes, they did.
That's the beautiful part about
They
that.
did. They got it, and they let it happen.
We learned from them.